Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds, I'm Nerd Steve. Today I'm joined by all these fine nerds. We're going to be playing some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons in our very own homebrew Ether Skies campaign. Welcome to the Sky Remembers. We have our friends with us, Jezi, Bobby, Carlos, Robin, and Tate. There's links to all of them down in the description below, as well as, of course, Nerdarchist Ted, my partner in crime here. With that, we're going to jump in and start playing. I've got a recap here somewhere. So many tabs are open in my brain and on the screen. All right. Previously on The Sky Remembers, the wind's echo floats uneasily stillness after a fraught parley with Grisha's forces. While words of peace are exchanged, the crew senses delay masking darker intentions. An arcane eye, guided by rain, slips past protocols, revealing beastkin crews marked with Grisha's sigil, coordinated, devout, and preparing for more than conversation. Followed by a seance aboard the Wind's Echo, draws the crew into their own haunted memories where spectral remnants of a fallen crewmates offer guidance or mislead. The crew uncovers disturbing truths in the spirit realm version of the Wind's Echo. Visions pulse from the past, revealing a name and an origin, Dr. Elgrath, a fusion of two beings, the elven Ethermancer, Lucille, also known as Dr. Lucy, and an ancient pod mother, perhaps the oldest of her kind, now fused into one being, Dr. Elgrath, a living ship that was once the Storm Herald. Finally, through emotion, memory, and will, they reach out to Aulala, the fallen Skywell, and learn of his pain and torment of being corrupted by the Dark Rider, and how they can successfully use the heart shard that they recovered from his core. But even now, Duralath, the crown of wires, is soaring toward Haven as Echo turns to intercept. The question remains, will they arrive in time to protect the city, or only to witness its fall? Well, crew, you guys are steadfast sailing back towards Haven, making a beeline, trying to beat this corrupted Skywell to your port of origin. Is there anything the crew in particular is doing in the meantime? You guys basically have some downtime.
We take a long rest.
Yeah, long rest. There's going to be several long rests before you actually arrive at Haven.
Great to know.
So is the device installed? The new thing that we got from the other ship?
It was the bad thing, if I recall.
You guys, which thing?
The new one, not the evil device that everybody else is afraid of. But the map console.
Yes, you'd be able to install that.
Okay. I would imagine I would, be checking that out, along with, is it Alira?
Yep, Sparks for short.
Sparks. So I would probably be, spending some time there. Taro, tends to move around the ship, talking to a variety of the different crew, spends time with, Mickey the cook. Taro's always hungry, so.
So, Sparks does spend some time bending your ear and trying to convince you that there are no bad tools. There's only bad uses. Hence going back to the hardcore that she's been so eager to get her grubby little paws on.
Oh, Taro would tell her, look, you're is preaching to the choir a saying that would be said here. But whatever the equivalent in this world slang. Look, I'm on board. I'm all for checking this thing out, using it. But captain's the captain, and the captain says no. Not looking to get sailing without a sail. You know what I'm saying?
All right. With that, is there anything else anyone's got that they want to do in the meantime? You guys have tons of downtime.
I guess I take a moment to kind of like get to know, just talk to more um members of the crew, and I do mean every member of the crew, including the whale that decided to fuse with it. If need be, I'll use the psionic mind ability to commune with it when it comes down to it. But that's just to kind of like get everyone's take on the situation and see if they're ready to get her done, you know?
Okay. So when you do that, so far only Elias has actually communicated directly with Denvu thus far, and briefly, I believe Dorian did as well when they when their system down booted, and when they re-up booted, they kind of had a brief connection with Denvu. So when you reach out to Denvu psychically, he's pleasantly surprised. It doesn't seem like he has a lot of control over the connections that he makes when he's communicating with people as of right now. So what do you say to the Denvu, the living vessel?
Denvu, I've seen the pain a Skywheel can come to, and I know where we go, we may face a creature who's gone through such torment. Will you carry us valiantly to see the mission's end?
I almost feel like that is my purpose now.
I'm pleased to hear.
And I don't know how, but I was happy and excited when I could call my brethren back. That they now soar with us, although they're different than before.
Do you see those souls who ride you into this mission as part of this kinship as well, or just symbiotic hosts?
He doesn't seem to understand your question.
Are we like the birds that come and pick the other insects off you, or do you see us in a kinship?
Oh no. No, I think of you as my pod mates now.
I put my hand on the hole, and it's my particular job to make sure every soul makes it off and see their family one day. That includes you.
Oh, well, my understanding is souls do not make it off of this vessel. I do not know if that is good or bad, but I do like the company. Some are nicer than others.
Denvu caught my tongue hard, and he just kind of raises a drink to that one, and that's what he does. Because I can't lie, you did catch my tongue there.
And there's a low rumble in your mind as he chuckles to himself. And
Yeah.
with each communication with Denvu, if you guys kind of like cross-reference information, he does seem to be getting smarter and evolving.
Okay.
Because skywhales, while intelligent animals, they are still animals.
True.
I know Robin said in the chat, because they're struggling with connection, that Dorian will be playing the violin whenever he can. And as for my part, I would like to do two things. Number one, I would like to keep up non-detection on Denvu as my target.
Okay.
And then for the other, I would like Rain to just be sitting wherever Dorian is playing the violin, and he is literally just utterly enraptured, just like listening to this, like hanging on every note.
So at one point, everyone begins hearing Dorian play the violin as it's kind of being broadcast throughout the ship. And then there's like an underlying sound with it, a song, as Denvu kind of sings along.
Nice.
So, at some point during the journey, you guys are getting close to Haven. You're still a few days out yet, but the sky ahead ripples with something beautiful at first glance. A drifting aurora, flickering and pulsing in mesmerizing patterns. Then the colors sharpen into motion. Not lights, not birds. A lurker swarm. Tiny alien creatures riding the wind like living motes of flame. Their bodies are elegant, two-part forms, a translucent cephalothorax joined to a rounded abdomen with faint vestigial limb nubs twitching beneath a fragile exoskeleton. They flatten mid-flight, surfing the sky like leaves on a storm gust. As they skim through the ambient ether, they glow, bright pulses of bioluminescence rippling along their forms in rhythmic waves. This swarm glows violet and then gold, the light synchronized, the sky around them humming like a living lantern. You watch momentarily, captivated, until someone, perhaps Sparks, mutters, "That's not a migration pattern." The swarm spirals, tightens. That's a formation. The sky is bruised gold and gray when Gusty returns to the deck, feathers slicked with altitude mist. "Swarm," he says. "Squawk, swarm," he says, simply, voice tight. "Veering close, squawk, 30 clicks off starboard. Not drifting, squawk. Move like a school, big." From the bow, you catch the glint of shifting cloud of lurker, spiraling in erratic, jittery pattern. Not hunting, not scattering, migrating. Mara grins, teeth catching the light like a thread. "Perfect. Haven's about 2 days out, and we might as well see if we can't get something to uplift the spirits of the crew. Get the nets. Don't break course. We don't break speed. We just catch them." Elira mutters as she powers up the rig. "No turbulence buffer, no brake thrusters. This will be like trying to pluck fireflies out of a thunder herd with your teeth." So,
Nice.
Lurker are basically like sky krill, and sky whales eat them, but also from the cities they fish for them as well. And since Mara knows you're in a hurry, but also thinks this is going to be something that can boost the morale of the crew, she wants to attempt to scoop up as many as you guys can to have a decent meal before you hit the ports of Haven.
I concur. That's an excellent idea.
Normally, it wouldn't be done in this manner, and it would be far easier. But since it is going to be kind of a gun and go situation, we're gonna have to do a little skill check to see how you guys make out. Do you guys still have access to the crew?
The crew stats.
Yes. I'm pretty sure I had thrown them up in the Discord.
It is totally here somewhere.
Not
Okay.
without potatoing my computer.
All right, do not potato your computer at all costs. But anyway, so we're gonna make an athletics check, a survival check, a sleight of hand check, arcana, a dexterity save, and a nature check to see how well you guys can do.
I am definitely good with Arcana or History of those.
Whoa.
I prefer Arcana just because I think I have the same bonus as you.
Well, not to toot my own horn, but if I'm raging, I believe I can, or no, I have advantage on dex saves.
Yeah, you always have advantage on dex saves.
Yeah.
Athletics is also one of them as well.
Yeah?
So athletics, survival, sleight of hand, arcana, dexterity save, and nature.
Oh, History was not one of those.
Survival.
Well, I think I'll do athletics. I can roll advantage and have a pretty big number there.
All right, Captain, go
I'm
first.
You want to do that? Oh,
No, just when we get to nature, I can do it.
okay. Well, I mean, if we have a couple of days, we can burn some abilities, right, Dave?
Yes.
All right, then I am letting my wings hang loose as I grab a kind of like a satchel, like a big bag as I can, and flying along the ship, trying to scoop up as much as I can.
Yeah, the crew pulls out these fine mesh netting that kind of gets thrown out over the side.
Yeah, okay. So I'm rolling it up. That is not with advantage. This is with advantage. 22.
All right, perfect. Who's going next?
I can go. I want to try something a little weird.
Okay.
Do these things have a natural food source that they look for?
They actually eat the ether.
Okay. Is ether like ozone where it has a smell?
No, it's more like ether is essentially magic.
Okay. This still might work then. Because what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to use either prestidigitation or druidcraft to do that sensory effect sort of thing. And I want to put it right with the nets to kind of draw them in and make them want to head toward our nets.
Okay.
Is that a thing I can do? Or maybe that's how I'm doing Arcana? I don't know.
So roll Arcana with advantage.
Okay, cool. I'm really grateful I had advantage. Yes, I am, because I got a natural 19 plus 10, so 29, as opposed to a 7 on the die.
Okay. Who's up next?
I'll go.
Are you doing that thing now, or are you going to go do the other thing, or are you doing the other thing later?
After this,
Okay.
I
Which
got a
skill?
20. Dirty
which-
20.
30,
Survival.
20? Survival. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's Arcana, that's Survival, that's Athletics. We got Sleight of Hand, Dexterity save, and Nature left.
All right, so I guess I can try a Dexterity saving throw. I get basically a double jump with my lucky footwork, so I can try it twice.
Oh, cool.
So do we know what the DC is, or are we just making a roll?
DC is 13.
All right. Well, I failed, so that means I get to make the roll and add a d4. So that is a 15.
All right, you're good. So that leaves nature and sleight of hand.
Yep, I can do nature. Uh, 22.
Perfect. And that was nature, dexterity. So the last one is sleight of hand. All right, and Dorian is going to attempt the sleight of hand. And a 15. All right, so here's how things shake out. So pardon me. Hank is using nature to do the lurker reading, which you identify which lurker are mature and which ones aren't worth capturing. And then Taro is on standby, ready to react to help anyone if lines flail or lash out. And then Rain uses Arcana to kind of attune field pulses to sedate lurker near the hull to prevent them from swarming inside or wandering off. So you're able to do that. Dorian is manning and helping with the tether rigging, it's helping to secure the net lines so they don't whip free under the sky pressure. And Elias, you're tracking the patterns, predict the swarm's drift, and lead the ship to intercept zones. While, of course, we have our net thrower, Captain Razga, tosses the net to catch the lurker in mid-glide. So you guys, very smooth, make it look like you guys were born to do this, and easily haul in a massive amount of lurker onto the deck. You have them pinned down in the nets. The crew goes to work. Not only does but it's not just all of the crew, but especially Mickey is out there shouting orders to make sure these things stay fresh and make it to his pots. You'll have plenty to feast on, but not only that, you'll also have plenty to feed to Denvu as a treat if you like as well.
We definitely would.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll even order Morris. Stare Denvu into some of the thing he likes the bits. Get him on the way.
And as you do that, he does kind of like he gets steered in and opens his mouth and begins feasting. And there's like a satisfied rumble that you feel as well as kind of hear throughout the ship, as it's been a long time since Denvu has eaten. And as Denvu, the living vessel, he doesn't actually need to eat, but now he's remembering that he enjoys eating. So with that, Mickey is going to be able to whip up a feast for you guys. It's going to be nice and fresh. It's going to be kind of like eating prawns or shrimp. And is probably much better than the rations you have in your hold. Because of that, all of you, including the crew, can have extra inspiration in addition to the one you start with that you can use for the morale, for having your morale boosted.
That is epic.
Love some extra inspiration.
Absolutely.
And with that, the next few days on your travels to Having go pretty smoothly. Let me see something real quick. So, is there anything you guys want to do on your final approach or before your final approach?
I would like to talk to the captain.
What a coincidence! I was gonna talk to the brothers. What a coinky thing! Yeah, let's chat it up, buddy.
Ugh. Captain, do you think after the seance that maybe I could have a look at the artifact to make sure that it's still intact and there's no issues?
Of course. See no problem with that.
Just need you to let me into your quarters, and I suggest you probably should stay away so that way you know the ill effects from it.
I
At least step outside
excuse me?
so I can inspect the artifact and it doesn't affect you any.
No such thing will be happening. Is there something you're not letting me in on?
I just want to make sure the artifact is still okay.
Mr. Elias.
Captain.
What's your intentions? Truly.
I've told you my intentions. I'd like to inspect the artifact.
I'm gonna insight that. I guess a straight roll. It's a fucking 19! Oh my god, my dice are garbage today. I guess that's a deception check. I mean, if you're deceiving, that is.
That would be accurate. If you were just trying to deceive him, it would be deception.
Alright. Be honest, I've thought about this long and hard. And the fact that I've already bonded with Denville, I honestly think if anyone on this crew is going to attune to that artifact, it should be me. Everybody else is much more important than me, and I feel like I can take that risk that is going to be less likely a loss to this crew.
I put my hand on your shoulder. Dr. Elias. There are no such thing as insignificant members of my crew. If you wish to take this risk, by all means, it is yours to take. But I emphasize yours.
Trust me, Captain, I've thought about this long and hard now. I stayed to myself. I observed everybody else on the ship going about, and it is what I have decided to do.
More the reason why this shouldn't be done alone.
You have a good point.
This is not even what I want to talk about, dog, but you know what? Screw it. Good doctor. Before we proceed with this, is there anyone you wish around?
No, Hank will only try to stop me. He's so protective when he's not drunk. But he's so protective that I know he would just try and stop me.
Is Hank in your quarters now?
I believe so.
Then I do grant you the privilege of doing this here. One request, though. While you're linked with this, I request you see the doctor at least once a day. Just to make sure things are okay with you.
I mean, Captain, I am a doctor, but if that is what you wish.
Medical doctor! I mean, are you a medical doctor?
I am a medical doctor.
Shit.
Doctor knows best.
Well, you know, doctors make the worst patients, right? So. Hey.
But if that is your request, then I have one of you.
Yes.
Don't let Hank overdrink. If something shall go wrong. He has a lot on his mind. And I know he buries it with his work and his alcohol.
This is more of the dialogue I was looking to have. Before we attune, how about, as I invite you into my quarters, lay out 2 glasses. Man, Captain getting everybody crunk. As he kind of looks at you, looks at my wall of liquor, and is like, what exactly, like, and you know that look on the face. I was like, what you want? Anything particular?
Something strong. In case this goes wrong.
Break out that dwarven brandy. No. Put it out. Pop it. Pour one. Pour one. Put it right there off to the side. And I ask, tell me about these troubles. As I sip my drink.
Well, me and Hank, we've been alone for a very long time. Just been the 2 of us. Lost our parents long before I could even remember what they really even looked like. But Hank's raised me this whole time, constantly watching over me. We were always on the run, especially after the incident, but it just... Hank's always provided for me, and like I said, he's very protective, and I know that if he knew I was trying to do this, he would stop me. Quite possibly even try to jump in front of me and do it himself. But I know, with the way I've connected with Denvu, I believe I'm the right one to do this.
You know, when I ask everybody to come aboard, it's because of their own desires and will. I specifically said this not to be equipped in a Denvu because they'll be putting everybody at risk, but you have thought this out. Pour one more shot if you haven't drunk yours just yet.
Oh, it's pound.
Oh, well, then I'll pour another one. First one for courage. Second one for luck.
Okay.
As I, you see my scales kind of jittering a little bit. Oh my god. As I, put it on the table, I do take a step back. Good doctor.
Let's do this. And I place my glass down and I step to the artifact.
All right. So after you spend an hour kind of meditating and trying to connect with the artifact, you are indeed in tune. But give me a wisdom saving throw, DC 15.
Dean,
On the dot. So you feel the corrupting influence of that which created the bellower of silence, but you're able to push it aside. Maybe it's from your connection with Denvu, or perhaps from being able to talk to the true form that was the bellower of silence, Aulala. But for whatever reason, you resist the madness trying to creep into your mind. Perhaps because the madness is already there on its own and pushes it back. But that being said, I believe the artifact is listed in Discord, so you can now access those abilities currently.
It's nice.
And there's one other thing you realize as you connect with it. It's incomplete. There's more to it.
just a fragment.
What you mean?
It's not complete.
Hmm.
I sense everything about it, but it is not whole.
Hmm. And what do you sense about yourself?
Feel fine. I mean, I don't sense any madness. Well,
That's
any
good.
Madness.
Well, that's good. Hmm.
think I succeeded.
Hmm. Well, just keep your wits about yourself, lad. I won't tell Hank because it's not my place to do so. But
I will inform Hank when I feel the time is right. Until then, I guess I'm on my way to see Raheem. As you requested, Captain.
of course, and Elias, remember, there is no insignificant crew member here. As Mops takes his suit. I mean, the entire time she's like, yeah, I don't care.
He picks up the artifact in one hand, mops under it real quick, puts it back down.
We spilled a little bit of this brandy. He's like, oh, wait a minute, and we get some of that.
Also, so you know, in order to fully use the powers of the device, it has to be mounted on the ship now. But it doesn't have to be on your person to access it.
Okay. I'm assuming you let me know that at some point, and then I start asking Taro at some point to engineer some gnarly ass ornament for it.
I could absolutely make whatever it is that you need. I doubt I'm, busting out a smithy on the middle of the ship, but just about anything else I can probably work out.
Hey man, you need something made, get an artificer to do it, right?
Did you also want to seek out Hank?
Yeah, as well. As I guess Elias is going to the thing, I come over and check on Hank.
I'm going to the doctor. You told me.
Oh yeah. Like I'm kind of knocking on the quarter doors, seeing if Hank is there.
Hank is not there.
I respectfully, I don't open the door, privacy sake, things like that, and
No, he's on the deck.
Okay. I was about to just marry off then and be like,
So, when you do you knock on the door and call out, or you just knock?
yeah, I can knock in, call out to see if he's there.
So when you do, you hear a voice in your head. It's Denville. You haven't initiated the psychic link this time. Denville has. Captain Hank is on the deck. Hank is not in their quarters.
I don't know how I know that now, but I start almost confused, little headache, and I'm like, okay. As I
Well, you know it's Denville just telling you.
oh yeah, but I'm pretty sure the sensation is new.
The sensation's a little new.
So it's like, whoa. Almost like that feeling when you get up too fast and all the blood rushes, you know? I'm like, as I go up to the top deck. Dr. Hank.
As you're on your way, Denver just says, I always know where everyone is on the ship. Except for Mops. Mops disappears sometimes.
I can attest to that.
What do you mean he disappears sometimes?
Bro.
This is a conversation between the captain and Denville.
Oh, okay. My
But
apologies.
I guess in the captain's thoughts, he's like, yeah, man, like, bro, he pops in, pops out. I wouldn't put it past the old ship to not know where Mops is at. And I don't even think nary twice of that comment. You know?
Just feels right.
It just feels like, okay, well, I didn't know him for a while. I was like, yeah, he just shows up. But yeah, I definitely go see the other Dr. Ambrose. Dr. Ambrose!
Hank is on the deck, smoking, just watching the sky. Can I help you, Captain?
Yes. I was just checking in, seeing how you are. Fine, okay. Well, I've always admired your ability to connect with the spirits. Anything particular that they call out to?
I use my compass a lot. It shows me paranormal activity. I'll hold it up. It because of where we are, and the situation we're in, and our vessel, it is not very accurate right now because there's so much. See, it kind of like spaz.
I guess I do prefer this over a bad omen.
Come to just accept it.
You know, I guess, if you don't mind me inquiring, what are your thoughts on our mission?
Probably a suicide mission.
I'm enjoying the frankness of your answer.
I mean, we saw the ships. We've seen what they've done. Imagine if they have 3+ corrupted whale vessels. All we can do is try to mitigate the damage.
Yeah.
Because if they get to Haven with that many whales, one whale is enough. And if we succeed with one whale, they'll send more. So we have to keep that in perspective. But it's the more we do, the more lives we save.
Agreed. I'm assuming you already had one for courage.
Seen death, witnessed death, not afraid of death.
No, I meant like.
Oh, yes.
I'm assuming you already had one for courage.
Yeah.
And probably for luck as well. I don't know what goes past that, but if you want to partake, let me know.
But good for right now.
Well, as you know, I keep an open door policy, so
Appreciate it. I
yeah.
hope to attach you.
As I make my way back, leaving their privacy completely intact of Elias's and thing, just getting the feeler of the two things. And I go back to my quarters to whoever needs to find me or whatever.
All right. So with that, Denver is pouring on the speed. Mara is at the helm. The crew is ever so efficient. As you get closer and closer to Haven, the crew seems to grow grimmer and grimmer, not knowing what to expect. As the wind's echo reaches the last storm wall, Haven sprawls below in its dusk haze, copper rooftops shining like warning flares. But above it looms Doroleth, the crown of wires, dragging a shuddering shadow across the sky. Her bloated form pulses with light and sound like a rotten cathedral. Brass antennae spin, locking onto something below. You see her gliding above Haven like a broken halo. Her body's a lattice of nerves, cables, and chitin. Brass pylons burst from her spine. A low hum resonates in your teeth, not your ears. Then she opens, not her mouth, her belly. A slick turn of writhing, corrupted lurkers spill out, sky-curled, twisted by control pulses and eldritch design. They rain upon the Haven in spirals of ether-slick filth, their cries more like corrupted aether streams than life. With the last of her dark cargo ejected, she flies off in the direction of New Renwick.
Dave, if you don't mind me, we're about to enter Haven, right?
You are coming upon Haven, and as you do, you see your quarry is basically spiraling around Haven, and her belly just opens up, and she just begins dumping all of these corrupted lurka onto the city.
So I guess like when we get, if you don't mind me errating a little bit of that, when we get to the last mile, I kind of like start the ship's song, you know, not to outshine the bard or nothing like that, but you know,
Sure.
I just want to do what I can to get the crew's mind on right, you know. So when they do their duties, they they know the sky will remember the name when we the name winds echo when we save Haven. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna do.
So what is it? What do you guys want to do now? You just probably witnessed one of the more disturbing things you've ever seen, and you're not entirely sure what it means.
How close are we?
You're gonna be
Yes,
there
so people.
in moments.
Like how far out are we? I want to know for spell range.
Oh, for spell range, you know, I would say, how fast? Let's say 300 feet. You guys are coming in hard.
Okay. Okay. In that case, I would like to. I'm gonna do something reckless here. Because we have established what these people are trying to do, and it's dangerous, and it's awful. So I presume we're all kind of on the deck. So, in that case, I will have Rain turn to Dorian, and he just pulls this mannequin robot down to his level, since he's taller now, and just like gives him a long, passionate kiss and says, "Wish me luck." And I would like to take flight, and I will zoom
He'd
off.
say break a leg.
Yes, and I would like to take flight, and I would like to get within range to cast Fireball on the Lurka that are being the corrupted Lurka that are being released.
Okay, you can absolutely do that. It's gonna there is a lot of them. So, what does everyone else want to try and do?
My
I'm just
range
waiting.
with my
You can-
parasol. Oh, sorry, Ted. Go ahead.
I'm just waiting until we get closer. I got nothing outside of 60 feet.
Okay.
Well, I will fire a cannon. If anybody wants to do the same, let's fire some cannons. Get these Jones roll. Get the wind's echo roaring.
So if you fire the cannons, you're firing them into the city.
Not the big thing spewing out thingies.
Oh, you want to try and shoot at.
Yeah, I'm not hitting the worker Jones. I'm gonna hit that big old thing.
Okay, so it is kind of like on the other side of the city and moving away. So if you want to attack it, you're gonna have to pursue.
Well, we're going towards danger anyway, I suppose.
So while you're the captain, do you want to go to Haven to find out what just happened, or what's going on, or do you want to go after the whale?
Oh, excuse me. I miss.
So it
thought
basically
the
crop dusted the city with these corrupted Lurka.
And we gotta chase this thing. We gotta save the people, man. Got it. Giving us the decision. I'm assuming that's where the heart's where everyone else is at. I guess amongst our party.
Yeah, so as you get closer, you kind of see before you a scene of mass chaos. As one of the, as soon as you finally get close, or maybe someone's passing around a spyglass or something, but you see one of these Lurka, they kind of look a little bit like legless shrimp, land on someone, and then begin to immediately burrow into their flesh. And that person begins screaming and drops to their knees, and they're vomiting black ichor.
All right, the whale has to wait.
And the Lurka, they are attempting to burrow into anyone they can find.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're all on the same page here. At least I'm assuming. Whale has to wait.
All right, so this is going to be more of a skill challenge as you try and save the citizens of Haven and stop the spread of this corruption. So, and it's going to go round by round, right? Every round, you guys are going to get to do something. You do it in any order you want. Bobby, your fireball is going to grant you one automatic success in the first round.
Cool.
This is not a typical skill challenge, though, right? This skill challenge is after a round happens, we see how many successes and failures you have, and that determines whether or not our doom meter ticks up or not, or down.
Oh my gosh, I love clocks. This is a great mechanic.
So
Ooh.
you guys can just decide what order you want to go in, and if you want to kind of keep it consistent, I put in the Zoom chat the list of skills to use. And so the objective is to prevent the loss of 3 or more of Haven's key districts to the Lurka infestation. It's going to be a total of 6 rounds. Each round is about 5 minutes in real time as you're running around trying to do these different things. So you're gonna choose, you're gonna choose what you want to, what skill you want to do, and what kind of action you want to do. You can use spells and abilities, and I'll just kind of arbitrate how that's going to affect things.
So we can use the same skill as another person, just we can't use it, again ourselves.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Intriguing. Oof.
All right. So, Captain,
Are we
either
still?
either you go first, or you can determine the order.
Mobs goes first. Joking. But are we still out of range of stuff, or?
The ship has docked.
All right. I guess in my head, I kind of see this Lurka about to do tendril nonsense. I would like to use.
Nah, they're tiny. They're like big shrimps or prawns. Like they're trapped, but what is happening? They're like burrowing into people,
Oh,
and the people are reacting very badly.
okay. I guess like in my head, for some reason, I don't know why I thought there was the size of like a car or something.
No.
Okay, that's totally not what I thought.
And also, I don't know how the rest of you guys feel about this, but you guys were just feasting on these things a couple days ago.
Well,
Not
I
corrupted
know.
ones.
These ones are corrupted, you said. These ones are
Yes,
icky.
yes.
They're
These are
on
the
there.
shrimp you got in the back alley from the guy's trunk when he had a bag of water in the back.
Great.
This is why you don't get sushi at the gas station.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to use I guess acrobatics to kind of like swat as many as I can away from somebody that's, being
Acrobatics is not on the list. I got the list in
Oh, excuse me. Then let me do athletics. I might have misspoken. My bad. I might have misspoken. I meant athletics.
All right.
You know what I mean?
DC 15.
DC 15 already. You know what's nutty, dog? I rolled 2 6s. I'm gonna use one of those inspirations.
Alrighty then.
All right, that's significantly better. 24.
24. Okay. Athletics. So you begin going to town, forcing open barricades, clearing rubble, dragging the wounded to safety. Um, you know, getting them out of harm's way. And in particular, you find apparently there was some damage done to the city before you guys arrived as well from the passing of this corrupted skywell, and you forced to shoulder a beam aside with a shout and groans, and gives a crushed family scrambles free while almost crushed. Later, they'll only remember the shadowed figure who threw steel like paper. Who do you want to go next?
Who's closest to me?
It doesn't really matter for intents and purposes.
I know. I just wanted someone to chime up.
I'll go.
All right, Elias, Dr. Elias, what would you like to do?
I'm going to use insight.
Okay.
22.
Oh, nice. All right, so use insight to find hidden hidden danger, and read which population centers will be targeted next. So you're able to kind of help coordinate the resistance as it's growing and people are beginning to take out and just kind of trying to fight the lurker and kill them before they can infest anyone. By watching a pattern reveals itself not to the eye but to the gut. Dorlef's trajectory curves towards the plaza you hadn't considered. You shout a redirection. Lives are spared. Basically, you were able to retrace the pattern that you saw her weave. All right, after Dr. Elias.
right, I
Did
guess
I-
I'll go if nobody else is. Um, Knowing that we're coming up on this situation, would I have had time to also cast a spell?
You may.
All right, so I'm going to cast Enhance Ability for Wisdom. Um, and I know, like, uh, there's lots of things that need to be done. So I'm going to perceive and try and see where the most need is at the moment. Double 12s for a 21.
All right, you spot incoming lurker swarms or infected citizens. You catch a faint glimmer on the horizon, a cloud of lurker twisting like ink in water, and below, a shape in the alley shifts wrong. You shout the warning just in time. All right, Dorian, Rain.
I was gonna ask if I've already
Thank-
gone this round because of my auto success, or if that was like precursor because I flew off. So, can I try to fire a second fireball before they split off as much, or is that not really as feasible?
We'll just leave it as the auto success.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. Spend another spell slot, get another success
Okay.
to take out another big cloud before they disperse. Really, so just big green fireballs, just boom, boom, like just taking out huge hordes of them is the goal.
All right. Rain, or no, you are Rain. Dorian or Hank?
Is anybody hurt?
Yes, because they're being infected by these corrupted lurker.
Okay, can I get somebody else to roll for me if I cast Mass Cure Wounds? Because I can't get D&D Beyond to stay open right now.
I got you. So you're gonna do Mass Cure Wounds?
Thank you.
What level?
I am. I think my highest is 4. What level are we? I can't see my character sheet. I'm so sorry.
So you
Level
have
8.
Mass Healing Word, which is 60 feet range.
Yep, that's it.
All right. So for that, I'm rolling 3d4 plus 4, and it targets up to 6 creatures of your choice. So,
Okay, so like as many of you as I can get.
all right. 1, 2, 3d4.
Thank you.
3, 4, 2. So that is 9 plus 4 is 13. So 13 to each target.
Thank you very much.
You're
I will have analog dice next session.
No
Just
worries.
in case.
So what you would need to do is you would target the citizens because they're the ones being affected.
Okay.
And so because it's more of a skill challenge, the way magic's going to work, the next person to use the medicine skill, because you cast it at such a high level, I will allow them to use something that we never use, and that is super advantage. They can roll 3d20.
Super advantage, the fabled advantage.
Hell yeah!
Dun dun dun.
And
I wish I was a medical doctor, but I'm not.
Hey,
You're-
get over
We're
here!
going to use investigation,
okay,
and that's a 22.
perfect. You know, you find toxin vents, sabotage points, and places where they seem to be trying to nest in the alleyways that you're able to kind of point out, and help organize the resistance. You peel back a tarp and find a pulsating hive node nestled in refuse. With a grin, you plant the charge. You can plant, you can use something that you have in order to destroy it, however you want to do it.
Alcohol and fire. Let's go.
Perfect. All right, so that is the first round, and we have not ticked on the doom meter at all. So with that, Razga, round 2. What do you want to do?
What I'm going to do is I am going to use stealth
Okay.
Maybe something's happening. I'm gonna get some people to safety that way. All right, 17.
All right. So you move through infested sectors unnoticed, and you can secure survivors, or maybe take your cue from Hank and start lighting things on fire.
As much as I wanna do that, I think I'll just like get as many people to safety as possible.
All right, so you move like smoke past ruined watch posts and shrieking husks. Your presence is a rumor. The survivors you pulled from the dark never saw you coming, only felt salvation. All right, Tate.
Well, I am that kind of doctor, so I'm going to use medicine. $17.
All right, so you're able to stabilize the infected before the Lurka infestation takes full hold. So luckily, you haven't seen what that means yet. You kneel beside a convulsing victim, Lurka squirming just beneath the skin. With a surgical precision, you cut and burn. They breathe again, and shakily their own once more. Taro.
All right. Well, I don't want to throw away that nice use of super advantage on medicine, so I'm gonna give that a go.
I believe Elias just did that.
Oh, okay. Crap. I apparently blanked out. Well, then what was the other one?
I mean, you can still use medicine, just
Nah, that's cool. I will do insight then.
Okay.
Just using up those wisdom skills. All right, so that is a 21.
Okay, perfect. Again, you're able to, find hidden dangers, find where these things are hiding, and you kind of point out to your crew as well as, the resistance that is mounting as, the Haven Watch and the Sky Guard kind of begin assembling and trying to do their best to fight off this thing that is clearly beyond anything they've encountered before.
Awesome.
Rain.
Okay, I definitely want to use Arcana. I don't know if you'll let me flavor it that way or not, but using Magic Missile to target the ones that are already in people's necks to kind of just kill them very precisely.
Sure. And also you kind of discover something as you do that.
Mm-hmm.
That it must have fallen with the Lurka, and it kind of reminds you smaller versions of what you kind of seen on the Corrupted Sky Whale. Are these these relay pylons? You're not sure what they have to do with anything, but they're probably not good. So you can kind of use your magic missiles and your Arcana to disrupt them. If you're using the spell slot for magic missile, you can roll with advantage.
Bet. Let's go. Never say no when the DM offers advantage. And yep, I needed it again. Wow. Okay, so 24?
Nice. Your fingers trace glyphs on failing relays. They flicker, protest, and then still the corrupted Aether pulses gutter like a candle in the wind. Storm hiccups momentarily tamed, and when all else fails, hit it with a magic missile.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dorian.
Okay. Are we doing the one? Because I understand what we're doing now. Are we doing the one where we have to use skills that nobody else has used yet?
No, you can use any skill. You just can't. You can't use the same ones over and over again. And you can also use spells and abilities too.
Fantastic. Since I haven't used one yet, I know my persuasion is really good, so I'm gonna do that, but I'm not following what's going. My connection is terrible right now. I'm lucky I can hear what's happening at the moment. So I'm not actually sure what how to flavor that, and I'm very sorry.
That's okay. No worries. We got you. So you can use persuasion to rally frightened citizens, unite disbanded defenders, and convince holdouts to evacuate.
Okay, great, fantastic. Yeah, my persuasion is better than performance. Yeah. Also, my spouse handed me analog dice, so I've got 21 now.
Perfect. Your voice cuts through the storm. Child pauses mid-sob. A sky guard halts his retreat, and the crowd wavers. The moves as one, united. You bought time. You bought hope. All right, Hank.
I am going to do Arcana. $23.
23. That's a success. You also kind of find more of these relay pylons, and you guys are trying to think, oh well, maybe they're helping to guide and control and focus the Lurka onto their targets. And with that, that is round 2, and the Doom. You guys have halted the Doom counter from moving thus far. Razga.
All right, hey. Well, we're going into my dumpster style skills now. All right, so I believe I see perception as an ability that I can use.
Do.
I am going to perceive my way through this nonsensory nonsense. And let's roll it up. You know what? I'm going to let it pass. I have faith in my crew. Unfortunately I got a 10.
Can I give him inspiration?
I have inspiration. I just don't want to burn
okay.
through my last one. You know. Remember, we're doing this by a number of successes total per round. So this is just the first one that's kind of goofy. I think you guys got it.
All right, too late. The swarm descends before you notice. You hear the impact, not see it. Chaos erupts, and you've already lost precious ground. As more of the citizenry fall prey to the corrupted Lurka, and their transformation begins.
Unfortunate.
Elias.
Alright, I am going to use an insight mission. Let's go with survival.
$16. Okay, so you're able to navigate unstable rooftops, pits and alleys, toxic wind zones to reach vital points. You leap the widening crack in the rooftop as acid wind has passed you. Your boots land firm just in time to catch the path forward as the storm shifts. Shortcut opens through the chaos, and you're able to get to the other side and lead people, through a path that they would otherwise not been able to find. Taro.
So I am going to use Arcana,
Okay.
seeing how magic might be able to assist this situation, and that is a 19.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Again, like Arcana leads you to more of these pylons that you think are directing the Lurka somehow, so you're able to help destroy more of them. Although I feel like you're doing it the old-fashioned way with a big ass ball and chain, right?
Absolutely. Swinging way over my head, crashing into whatever's in my path.
All right, Rain.
Okay. I would like to do another weird thing, if you'll allow me. I know I've been asking for a lot of indulgence here.
I'm here for the weird things. I already
Okay.
said if you guys abilities and spells you want to use them.
I'm looking for a cluster of like a really packed 30 foot radius cluster of people who are not touched yet.
Yeah, you can find people. That's easy.
Okay, so I'm going to call all of them to my location as I descend, and racially, you see him just like touch the ground, and you just start seeing almost like the shadows begin reversing a little bit, and everyone in a 30-foot radius gets passed without trace, so they can find shelter and hide.
Okay, so if you give me a successful persuasion check, I'm going to eliminate one of the rounds.
Okay. Persuasion is only +2 for me, guys. So, let's see. Oh, that's
Brother,
cocked. Dang it.
Brother, that's why I say keep your inspiration.
Okay. So I didn't crit, but I did get a 19. And I have +2, so that's 21.
You only needed a 15.
Okay, cool, bet.
You're able to, send out your arcane power. Matter of fact, if you're willing to empower your magic with Aether, you can eliminate 2 rounds.
I'm gonna do it. This is worth it. This is worth it to him. He wants to save these lives, so he will do it.
That spell does not have an upcast, right?
It doesn't have an upcast, no.
Okay.
But, like, he already does, like, blood magic stuff, so, like, this is right up his alley. He would absolutely do this if if he knows about how to do it.
So, what I need from you
Uh-huh.
is I need you to make a saving throw versus your spell DC against either your wisdom or charisma, whichever is worse.
Oh, gosh. Okay, well, wisdom is worse. Okay. Meets beats, right?
Yes.
I got 15. I got 15 on wisdom. So I beat it exactly. Please tell me there's no penalties.
So there's no penalties, but for clarification, your wisdom saving throw is worse than your charisma saving throw?
Charisma? Oh no, I missed it by 1. I'm gonna use inspiration. I'm gonna burn inspiration for this. No, I thought you said intelligence or wisdom. So I was like, okay, well,
yeah.
So
yeah, it's wisdom or charisma. I don't know.
So I missed it by 1
sorry.
if it's charisma.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm gonna have to. Okay, that's an 18 on the die. Man, my dice are on fire. I love this.
All right. You did it. You pulled it off.
So yeah, my dice love me tonight. I'm okay with this.
All right. You will not lose any sanity today. I mean, also, you got plenty of sanity. It's fine. All right, so
in all fairness, he's probably already missing sanity somewhere. And
I was just about to say,
not very high. That was where I pulled from because of his backstory.
So so you've just went from you've reduced the doom counter by 2 ticks from 6, so at 4, and I believe we are in round 3. With 2 more people to go, and then round 4. Unless I'm wrong, which could be possible. Dorian.
Beep, boop. Okay. I believe my perception is good. Is my perception good, Bobby?
Your perception is +8.
Okay, yeah, my perception is better than my persuasion. Yeah, let's do that one. 19.
Yeah, so you're able to, find hazards and direct people and kind of like crowd control and act as a spotter. So you're good.
I have never felt so much like Data.
Nice.
And Hank.
right, we're gonna do survival.
Okay.
24.
Oh, aces, you're good. So once again, you're also able to lead some of the resistance and or maybe those that aren't able to resist through treacherous pathways, avoiding the lurker. And with that, we are on the final round of the Doom counter.
Alrighty then. Let me take a quick observation. I'm going down to the most goofiest skills I have. Is it okay you skip me and then I'll go right after Tate?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool, thank you.
All right. Dr. Elias.
I'll go with stealth. Nat 20 for 26.
Brother, good job.
All right. You're able to sneak around easily past them and get to people that need help and assist them. All right. What do you got for me, Carlos?
Alrighty. I don't think I used perception yet, did I?
I think you did. I think you used that last time, right?
I think so. Okay, let me just X that out. I think, you know what? Let's risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna flat roll this one insight.
All right.
Let's see how insightful Roscott is. Please let it be above 15. Yeah! Not 20, baby! Plus 0, 20 on the die! Yes! Get there, baby! Oh, I'm sorry I spazzed out. I'm really
Nope,
excited
that's
about
good.
that.
That is good. Let's see.
Ooh, I was really worrying about that. I was considering raging and using a different skill, but I'm thanking whatever higher powers out there that it worked out.
That this round, because you nat 20'd, you guys, the Doom counter cannot take negative, regardless of how many failures you get.
Yes!
So you guys don't even have to complete it. But what you can do is roll initiative for me real quick.
I didn't want to do that, but I...
Okay, so I
21.
got karma here, but Dave, is there a penalty if we roll the 2?
No.
Okay.
Is that your total?
No, that's before bonus. My bonus is a +5, so that's actually a 7 total.
Okay. Tara?
So I rolled investigation. I have a 25.
No, initiative.
Oh, initiative.
You fighting now, baby.
That is a dirty 20 for a 23.
Okay. Because Carlos just nat 20'd his skill, that means there can be no failures for the round. No,
Oh.
well, the failures don't tick the doom clock. So basically freezing it, and this was the last round. I just need an initiative from Dorian.
Oh, well, I've got a 17 on the die.
Nice.
That's nice.
Which I think the 17 gives you
Oh,
a
that's
six-
-1, so 16 total.
But you're a bard, so don't bards get half their proficiency bonus?
Yes.
For
What do you get?
initiative? I
Yes.
didn't
Yes.
know that.
So
Okay,
I think that brings you back to a 17.
cool. 17 is good. I like 17.
All right. So here's what's happening. Before you watch as three of the citizens begin to transform or complete their transformation. It almost looks like someone has turned them inside out. But their 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 hands end in talons, and their mouths are more like a lamprey's mouth now. And they're slick with some kind of slime. Taro, what do you want to do?
How far away are they?
They are 60 feet away from you.
And are they clustered together or not around people?
They are clustered together, and people immediately, began like moving away from them because it's very disturbing with the transformation.
All right. Well, if I can get a shatter-sized cluster together, I would totally.
All right, you can get all three of them. Is that a Dex or Con save?
Shatter is con.
Okay. They're not objects, so they won't have disadvantage. That's a 2. That's a 7. And that's a 19. I imagine that's one pass?
DC is 16.
Yeah. All right. What is your damage?
14. 14 thunder for the 2 that fail and 7 for the 1 that passed.
All right. Dr. Hank.
Let's see. I'm going to do my Crimson Right. So we gotta roll a d6. Or wait, what's my damage? Yep, I gotta roll a d6. All right, so that's my damage. And then we're gonna get out the pistols.
Okay.
Oops, that was the wrong thing. Ignore that. So 23.
23 hits. You confused me a little bit. I was like, my damage. You gotta hit first, and then I realized you're damaging yourself.
Can we use that damage? Because it's pretty good.
We did use it. We used it on you.
Oh, funny. No, I rolled damage again.
Yes.
I rolled a 12. Okay. So then I add my +6 to it. So 12 and 6 for the first hit.
All right. So 18.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, perfect.
And then that was 26 hits, yes?
26 does hit. Attacking the same one?
Yep. 5. And I'm making sure I can use this. Yeah, okay, cool.
Their body seems to be forming over top of this, the grotesque inside-out looking humanoid figures, a chitin that is kind of giving them some armor, some protection. So AC is 15. What was the second damage?
Did you get the it was 8 total with my bonus.
Perfect. Okay. And Dorian.
Okay, what am I rolling? I'm sorry.
So it is your turn, and you guys are basically you just witnessed 3 of the citizens. You witnessed what happens when the lurker corrupts them, and they turn into these monstrous creatures that seem hell-bent on destruction.
Okay, good. I completely forgot that I rolled well for initiative because I think this is the first time that's ever happened. Nobody's hurt. I rolled a healer. I do not remember what any of my attacks are because I didn't build this character for that. So I'm going to prepare an action for when somebody gets hit to healing word them.
Okay, you could always fireball if you want it.
You
Oh,
do
that's right. I do have
Fireball.
fireball, don't I?
You can
you have
always try.
Hell yeah, I want to use fire. How many d6s is fireball? Let me see how many I have. on
Eight
this
D
tray.
six.
I mean, whenever
That's
in
so
doubt,
satisfying.
viciously mock somebody. Like, yeah, you.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to dip into the dice for Zoo Mafia, but
No worries. All right. One of them passed their save, and the other two failed.
The question is, how many bosses are showing?
3. 34.
All right, 34. All right, doing some damage. All right, all three of them are bloodied. Good news.
Nice.
Bad news. It's their turn. It's their turn. And since three of you have acted and attacked them, they kind of come loping forward. They drop to like all fours, almost like an animal. And they move to 30 feet. And then from the remaining 30 feet away that they are, that lamprey-like mouth shoots off of their face and is attached by I don't know what you would call it, a tentacle, a tendril, whatever. It is disgusting, fleshy and roping looking. I need each of you to make a, oh no, it's going to be attack roll. All right, on Taro, 13, probably going to miss.
Absolutely.
19 on Hank.
That's gonna unfortunately hit.
And on Dorian, an 11 hits Dorian. All right, now the fun part. So
Yeah, mess me up, boss.
19 to Hank and 13 to Dorian. And it's attached.
Oh, I hate that. At least I don't
Oh.
have flesh.
And also that's necrotic damage. So if that matters to either of you, as you feel it sucking your life force.
Oh, that probably matters to me a lot. I don't have flesh to bind me to this coil.
Razga, what would you like to do?
I would like to rage. I'm angry.
Okay.
That makes me not poggers.
So all three of them are damaged, bloodied. All three of them are damaged to different degrees. The one that is damaged the most is not attached to anybody.
I know that, although I have a 0 intelligence and wisdom, Razga is pretty smart when it comes to the fighties. Save the healer, save the group, right? And I know not to brutally hurt them. If I hit the thingy, do I hit the healer? Is the question.
No,
No?
not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
So
Alright.
are you going to try to attack the mouth tentacle, or are you going to attack the body?
If I attack the mouth, I'm going to hurt somebody, right? So,
Well, I mean, you can try and
feel like-
sever it so it's not attached anymore, or you can, it's 30. They're 30 feet away from you though. Either way.
well, I get to, so for when I rage, I can actually, without using movement, use about, I forget how many feet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can get to, like, just be a little tiddly closer. I get to be 20 feet closer.
Yeah, I'm
And
just
if-
trying to give you the kind of the layout.
Got it. I guess, yeah, let's go tentacle nonsense to be like, hey, I'm hoping I'm not gonna hurt anybody in the process,
Okay.
but, I'm gonna reckless and attack with advantage with the long sword. I'm gonna use that last inspiration, dog.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is important. I think a 16.
A 16 on the tether. You needed a 17. A little tougher.
Blast! Blast! I try, but I do have a second swing. My guy, 17 on the die plus 6, 23.
Oh yeah, slice away. You need to do 10 points of damage to hack it off.
Alrighty, so let's do exactly just that. I gotta roll more than a 2. And somehow I was unable to do that. Okay, so it's 8 points of damage.
All right, you fucking slam into it and it like bounces like rubber. Boing!
8 points of damage, but if it attacks anyone other than me, it gets
Uh-huh.
disadvantage.
Okay. Good to know, Dr. Elias.
All right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, if I'm not already, step next to Dorian, and I'm going to cast Bark Skin. Bumps their AC up to 17.
Nice.
I appreciate you.
And then I'm also going to cast Healing Words on Dorian.
Cannot cast 2 leveled spells. You can
Oh,
do
is
it.
it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Cantrip?
Nope, never mind. The Bark Skin was bonus action, that's what I thought. My bad.
Barkskin is a bonus action?
I thought it was.
I know Healing Word. Also,
Yes.
I don't. In the new edition, it might be. Okay. So you can still cast a spell with an action. You can cast a cantrip. You just
Okay.
can't cast another leveled spell.
Well, then I will try
That
whacking
makes
at
Barkskin
this
a lot better
tentacle
too.
Absolutely.
thing.
Makes it usable.
It does make
Oh.
Barkskin usable.
Well, then that misses. Inspiration, right? Yeah.
Use it while you got it, baby, right?
Wow.
Oh,
Where'd that nat 20 go?
Jesus Christ, man. I think we swapped dice for the night.
all right, Rain. What do you want to do? Yeah, you just can't cut through that thing. You're like hitting it, but it's like trying to cut through a rubber band, and the fact that it has so much give is making it harder.
Oh no. You see, at the moment Dorian is touched, like Rain's entire eye is just consumed with shadow. He pulls out this really nasty looking serrated blade and runs it along his palm. And I'm going to cast a 4th level magic missile.
Nice. I like how we are literally going after the healer, saying like, "Hey, yo,
Yeah.
protect,
So-
protect, protect."
I did 4 damage to myself in the process.
Nice.
So I'm really like angry about this. And then so every
You don't fuck with Doc.
No. So then every single missile is gonna do 4 plus 3 plus 1. So that's 8 damage, and there is 6. So 6 times 8 is
48.
48.
You utterly obliterate
Yeah.
this thing.
So just-
what happens?
It like you see he carves his hand open and he growls, "You will not touch him," and just a barrage of magic missiles, and the thing pops.
Yeah, it just totally shreds it like Swiss cheese.
I'm imagining like corrupted shrimp bits flying around.
All right, Taro.
I'm gonna be so for real. If that hadn't worked, I was gonna push it too.
All right, so we got rid of we just got rid of one of them, Swiss cheese with magic missiles that's clinging on. There's another one that's attached to somebody.
Yes.
All right. You said they moved up to 30 feet away, so I'm going to charge into that one.
Okay.
Again, stop within 10 feet, and bring the ball and chain a swinging. All right, so one is going to be a miss. I'm pretty sure 11 is going to miss, but a 24 I assume hits.
Yes. And you said you're attacking the one that's tethered, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That is going to be 11 magic bludgeoning damage.
Okay. All right. Is that everything for you?
That's me.
All right, Hank.
All right. We are unloading on this thing attached to me. 20.
Yep.
So 9 plus 6, that's what?
15.
15? Yeah. Okay. Second
All right.
round.
So first shot, boom, headshot.
Okay.
You're like
You're dead?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You basically that thing is tethered to your chest. His mouth is sucking your life force, and you just take your pistol and just line it up right along that tether. It leads right back to its forehead. Boom, and it is headless.
Nice. Well, the next one I'm going to go to is a 22.
Hits.
So we're going down to business here. Ten.
All right, so close. It is not looking good. You just removed half of its face, but apparently it doesn't need it. Dorian. There's one left.
Who's damaged?
You and Hank.
Okay. I would probably be looking after Hank first because I'm pretty sure Hank took more damage than I did. Can I get a cure wounds? Just, what's...
Is it 2 day?
I really wish I could get a browser to work right now.
It's
What level?
no worries.
What spell do I? What's the highest spell slot that I have, and like, what's Let me upcast it by like 1 level, probably.
Okay. So 2d8, right?
Okay.
I believe should be 2. No.
Okay, so I've got
it's
10.
already 2d8. So and it increases by 2d8 for each slot above first. So that's the new way it works.
Okay.
So. So 6, 3, 8,
22.
And 2.
All right, so Hank, you got 22 back.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Oh, so Ted. Oh, wait a minute, Razgai, you're there in front of them. So it balls up its fist. Its fist only has like half a face left, and slams it into your face, hitting AC 27.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hits.
Yeah. And that is going to be, let's see, that's going to be 12 points of damage, but 3 of it's necrotic. And also, we got to roll this again.
Out of curiosity, is any of it bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing?
Yeah, 7 of that 12. And then you're going to take another 8 that's bludgeoning, and then 4 that's necrotic.
Okay, so... 4. Got it. I'm gonna calculate this.
Okay. And then it is going to... It vomits its mouth in your direction, hitting AC 25.
Jesus Christ, man. Alright. You know, Mama didn't raise no punk. Bring it.
For 30 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, no. Okay. I can't resist that. I take all of it, baby.
You do, just put all those big bulky hit points of yours.
Hey, man, these hit points are meant to be used, so if they're not being used...
But here's the thing, Razgai. It's your turn. What are you going to do about it?
First thing I'm going to do is
it is attached to your chest now.
Okay. Presumptuous of you to think you'll be there long enough. If I longsword it, I'm probably gonna hurt myself, aren't I?
Well, I don't know. Why would you say that? You plan on stabbing it through you?
I guess I don't know if it's like I guess in my mind, these things are still small, you know,
No,
or do
no.
they
So
get bigger?
no. So this is a civilian that was transformed.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So right now they kind of look like almost like people that have been turned inside out, but they've got like chitin armor that formed around them. And instead of a mouth, it's like a lamprey mouth that they are able to shoot 30 feet away from them.
okay. Okay. For some reason, I'm all like, "Yo, this shrimp hits hard." You know, like Jesus Christ.
Pistol shrimp. It's a pistol shrimp.
Okay, got it. So, okay. This makes more sense in my brain now. I'm gonna long sword it as best I can, recklessly. "23, my good sir.
All right, that's a hit.
I'm going to hit it. I wish I did more damage. 7 plus 1, which is 8. And screw it. I like the good ones. I'll do it twice.
Well, 8 is double the hit points I have left. So.
Oh. Well, tell Davy Jones I said I sent you.
All right, so you one fell swoop, you kind of like figure eight your sword and lop the tendril off and then its head at the same time.
Are ye not impressed? I know I have movement and and one more attack. Is there anything within range that I can get to?
Not right here. There's like other things happening around the city, but like because you guys did so well and were able to help direct the efforts, the damage has been minimal. This could have been a lot worse.
Happy to hear.
With that, we are out of initiative. We're out of combat.
Nice.
What would you guys like to do?
So I mean, we've fought off all of these things. Are there any actual people who have been injured by any of this that need to be tended to?
Yeah.
Raises his hand.
Yeah, as we kind of like kind of widen our view out, pan out at the whole that's going on. There's some fires around the city. There's some things that were damaged from the initial flyby of the corrupted Skywell. There's some of the other citizens were turned into these things, and had to be put down. But before that happened, that others were injured or killed. And there also is the fear that these things are small, like they could be lurking around the city, hiding, in the shadows. So the threat may not be over, but the onslaught incursion has been stopped.
Did you say that we know that they're going somewhere else too?
Yes, the whale was headed in the direction of New Renwick.
Okay.
Which is Nome, Las Vegas.
So I'll look to Taro and the captain and everyone else and say, I think we need to let this city clean itself up because this same thing is about to happen in New Renwick and we may be able to catch them if we hurry. And I would like to cast haste on Taro because he's good at like basically all the mechanic stuff of getting the ship moving. Can I do that?
If you don't mind indulging an idea, you can cast haste on the ship because it counts as a creature.
Can I? Can I do that? Let's do that. Let's do that then. I'm gonna tell the captain I will cast haste on Denvu.
What?
And we will try to catch them if you want.
The Aether said it couldn't be done, but if you think you can do it, by golly, yes.
I may have to push myself, but I should be able to do it. And yeah, That's what I'm gonna do. And if I have to push, I'm gonna push.
So, I mean, casting it on Denver is easy. That's not a problem at all.
Okay.
But, question is,
and that's gonna be my other 4th level spell slot. So I am burnt out now. Just so you guys know, I know 3rd or 4th.
if you want to push the spell,
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means.
I will allow you to cast it up to the equivalent of a 6th level spell.
Does it upcast?
It does not, but it's going to. It can. So it's a 3rd level spell. If you go to 4th, it'll be the spell will last 10 minutes.
Yeah. So 4th is what I've already casting it at base level.
Yeah, but that doesn't have an effect.
Okay.
For this intents and purposes. That's not channeling extra Aether through.
Okay.
But if you cast it as a 5th, it'll last an hour.
Okay.
If you cast it as a 6th, it'll last 4 hours.
Let's go 4 hours. Let's do it. Let's
So-
go all the way.
Nice.
Every degree above the first that you push is going to be an increase of the DC by 1.
Okay, that's fair. Because, like, I saw what these things did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are way more lives at stake than just mine. And so, just by virtue of the conversation we had in session 0, he views every life as equal except for 1. And that means you pit those thousands of lives against his, and it's no contest. So I'm gonna push it.
All right. So make a charisma saving throw. The DC is your DC plus 2.
Okay, I'm using my last inspiration. I got a 6 on the die.
Okay.
Okay. So that is a 18. Well, that doesn't matter. That makes it. So that's it. Dirty 20.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. No sanity damage.
Sorry,
for
I
me.
just had a small panic where I was like, 8? Oh no.
All right. So with that, you guys, rush to get back to Denvu and get the ship underway, and then you begin channeling Aether, and it's kind of visible. It's definitely like a Dragon Ball Z kind of thing when you're like and you're just sucking up the Aether. Usually Aether is not visible, but as you're drawing it into you, you can describe it. How do you think it looks?
I think it looks like smoky wisps of shadow that are trailing like green embers are just pouring off of this thing and pouring out of the struts and pouring out of Denvu as we're going.
All right, and so Denvu is hasted for the next 4 hours, so you will be able to catch this creature before it gets to Renwick, even with its little bit of a head start. And somebody give me an insight check.
Is this still within the hour of me casting my spell?
Yes.
All right. That's going to be a 28.
You kind of get the inclination that the parlay you guys were involved in was more than negotiations. You think they were not. You feel like the parlay itself was sincere, but the dual purpose was also to delay you.
Yep. So I would bring that to the captain.
So they were scallywags, I see.
They were scallywags. So we are just a couple minutes before 10:30. I think this is a great spot for us to end, as the crew of the Wind's Echo is in hot pursuit and ready to get some retribution for the city of Haven. So I want to thank everyone for playing and thank everyone for checking out the game and hanging out with us. And until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.